I went to Kansas this weekend, or this past weekend, to visit Christine and one of her teammates, Chuck. He's their team lead. Or no, team director, not team lead. Their team director. And he, one of the nights we went out to get burgers, and so everyone was telling me, when you see Chuck, you have to ask him about the Gloria story. Tell him to tell you the Gloria story.
Wait a minute, is Chuck the...
Oh, okay.
Is Chuck the person that is also on the team with Christine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're on a team together, and he's their director. So they work together. Yeah, but so Chuck... So this story is that Chuck, when he was 14 years old, this really just gives you a sense of who Chuck is as a person.
Yes.
Honestly. Oh, wow, this is a lot of pressure. Wow. Okay, that's aggressive. But it gives you a sense of who Chuck is. But so Chuck, when he was 14 years old, he spent a summer at his grandma's house, and he was bored when he was there. So he was like, I need to get a job. And so he decided, this was in Iowa, by the way, small town
That gives
in
a lot
Iowa.
of context here.
Yeah.
Because, as we have discussed, there is nothing to do in the states of Kansas and Iowa.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, but then so he decided, okay, he was like either going to do an ice cream shop or he was going to work at the zoo. He decided to work at the zoo selling popcorn. And so, you know, he was selling popcorn, la-di-da-da. He would give free popcorn to all the pretty girls. And so because he was giving away free popcorn, he was called into the office.
Oh, no.
And he was like, I'm going to get fired. Like, this is it. It's my first job and I'm done. But he went in, and then they actually asked him. They were not firing him. They actually wanted him. So they have a famous gorilla named Gloria. And Gloria got sick or something, and she needed to go to the vet, and she was gonna be gone for 2 weeks. But she was like a very big tourist attraction for this zoo.
And it's Iowa. They gotta use all the tourist attractions they can get.
Right.
There's no rest for these tourists to try.
Yes, and so they were worried that Gloria was going to be out of commission, and so their response was to ask Chuck to put on a gorilla suit and lay down in the cave in Gloria's like exhibition thing. And she has a cave, and they asked Gloria, so they wanted Chuck to lay down in the cave wearing this gorilla suit.
Okay.
And they were gonna offer him $100 a day for 3. So he would have to lay down for 3 hours every day, wearing this gorilla suit. And they put fans on him because it was really hot.
Gorilla?
Yes. So he was supposed to like impersonate the gorilla, but they just wanted him to lay down. Like he didn't have to act or do anything. Yeah. So yes, so you guys can also interrupt with questions and things, you know. I was asking many questions as this was going along. But yes, so he did this for like a week and a half, and then the second week, like he got an itch on his back while he was laying there, and so he like went to scratch the itch because he, you know, it was itchy, and then apparently the crowd was like started cheering because they were like, oh my gosh, like Gloria's moving. Like,
He's not dead.
So they were super excited that Gloria was moving, and so Chuck really got a kick out of it. He was like, oh my gosh, like they love me. So it really like flared up his ego a little bit. So he was like, okay. And then so when everyone was gone, he scattered out the area, and he was like, okay, what can I do tomorrow? Like let's find something to do. And so Gloria has a ball in her thing. And so he was like, okay. And then so the next day, it was his second to last day as Gloria. And so he went, at some point he like stood up and he grabbed the ball, he threw it at the wall, and then laid back down. And the crowd was going wild. They loved that Gloria was moving. She played with her ball for 2 seconds.
The suit had to have been so realistic for them to believe this.
Right. So I actually asked Chuck, I was like, so how realistic was the suit? Like, you're a 14-year-old child.
Yeah.
Like, gorillas are gigantic. And he was like, it was actually not a realistic suit at all.
Oh my gosh.
He was like you can go on Amazon and find better suits than this.
Were they at a distance though?
Yes, they were. So they were.
Explains a lot of
So
it.
Gloria's thing was kind of like in a pit. So it was at quite a distance. But still, I don't know what the people of Iowa or the travelers, whatever they were thinking when they believed this.
I mean,
What's up, Dulce? What's your?
gorillas are not that bigger than humans.
I mean, they're pretty bulky. I don't know.
They have a very different physiology.
Okay, I'm just.
But this picture,
You know, you're not wrong. And especially if he was short, that could have been.
14-year-old. What? Oh, okay.
Well, I'm just surprised that they even asked him to become the gorilla.
Yeah, I'm really
Like-
curious about the legality of this.
Yeah,
It was
I kind of.
Iowa though, and if I had to guess, rural Iowa at that, because who would hire a 14-year-old kid to begin with?
Right. This is very kind of Tiger King.
Yeah, but if I was even going to the zoo, like, I would be ripped off by that.
Right.
So that's like,
Right.
that's,
Right.
yeah.
It's
But
sketchy.
it's Iowa.
But
And
it's still sketchy.
No, I agree. But by the simple fact that they're willing to hire a 14-year-old kid for anything, like
Makes sense.
giving out popcorn
Yeah.
I know, but
I
are
had my
you from...
first job when I was 14.
legally,
Yeah, I was teaching swim lessons.
but like you've had a W9 really at
Uh-huh.
14.
It was in Virginia.
How
I
did
don't know.
that work with child labor laws?
I have no idea. 'Cause
Your
I think
parents
it-
probably just had to sign it. or something.
Right, and I think it was that, and then it was like seasonal, and it was like only a couple hours a week. So, yeah, I think I was like 14.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes. So what else? Oh yes. Okay. So yeah, he did that. Also, he had to. I should mention that he had to walk like a gorilla when he was approaching the ball, and back to his cave. He couldn't just walk like a normal person. That would not have worked. But yes. And then so he loved that, and so the next day there was a swing in Gloria's.
Oh my gosh, there's
Thing.
more to the story.
There's more. Yeah.
there's
But this
more.
would have been his last day then.
This was his last day. Yeah, and so he went up to the swing and then he swung on the swing. However, the swing, for some reason, the rope broke. Yeah, and so it was like up on the tree because Gloria is supposed to be able to like climb the tree to be able to get to the swing. And so it was pretty high up, and so Chuck fell and like he fell flat on his back.
Gosh.
Lost all his air, and then like when he finally was like able to recuperate, he realized that one of his gloves came off. And so,
Oh my gosh.
so the crowd, I don't think, loved that. And so he just like ran out, like he completely like ran out of the entire exhibit.
Oh my gosh, I just have images of the movie Elf, where Elf goes up to Santa and is like, he's a fan! That's like what I'm imagining
Yeah.
this scene.
Reaction.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah. Smell like meat and cheese. You don't smell like Santa.
smell like Santa. Oh gosh. Well, and then didn't they threaten to not pay him?
Right. So they went to find him, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not going to pay you. Like, what were you doing? We just wanted you to lay down. Why were you swinging?"
It's a 14-year-old kid in a gorilla costume.
Yeah, and so they were like, "We're not going to pay you for the last day. Like, that was ridiculous." And then he was like, "Are you kidding me?" And he was like, "No." And so I guess he was like fighting back on it. And he was like, "I know what you're doing is wrong. Paying me to do this." And he was like, "I will tell people what you did if you don't pay me." And so they paid him.
Well, he told them anyway, so now the story's out. Like, we should have Chuck on this podcast and like, come and speak to everybody.
We kept an anonymous the location.
That's true.
We did say Iowa.
And so that is the end of the
Hopefully
Gloria
Iowa
story.
has more than one zoo.
Right.
You know, there's very real chance here that
Yeah. So that's the end of the
Don't say
Gloria
it's all
story, you
messed
guys. Thoughts on the Gloria story?
That's on the, you know?
I still don't think they should have paid him for that.
No, definitely not.
They
But-
should not have asked. There was moral problems here.
Yes, yes. I mean, aside from even the legal contentions that there might be, but putting myself back in the mind of a 14-year-old kid, I can somehow, strangely, relate, and also, strangely, I'm proud of it.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, not gonna lie, guys. I'm a 28-year-old woman. I'm twice this man's age, and I would probably do that.
It's fair. It was pretty good money. $100 a day for 2 weeks. That's
Wait,
it's like
for
$1,000
the gorilla thing or
for the gorilla
popcorn
thing. No, for the popcorn, he was making like $4.25 or something.
Okay, I was gonna say.
He
like,
was also giving away all the
Yeah,
popcorn.
which his like mathematics was that was like they're gonna make a profit out of me anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because he was like, I'm gonna throw.
mathematics.
He was like, I throw away so much popcorn at the end of the day anyway. Like, it makes sense. Which I was like, yeah, that's fair.
Oh, you need to tell him the best part.
Oh, so, any more thoughts on the Gloria story before I tell you the best part of it? No? No? Okay. The best part about this story is that it's fake. What?
I was gonna say, I can't believe this is real. Are you sure it's real? Because it just sounded like something made up to me.
OMG.
I fell for it.
Plot twist, you're gonna say it's actually real.
No, it's actually fake. It's actually a fake story.
Oh, what a good storyteller.
I felt so betrayed because
Wait, so Christine told you this?
No, Chuck told me this story, and he like totally sold it. He told it better than I did. Like it was just like,
Yes, it's his story.
Yeah.
Like homeless.
It's his story too.
OMG.
Yeah, and then they
we
didn't
really
even
gotta
tell
meet this
me.
man now.
they were not gonna tell me that it was fake. It wasn't until Christine and I were like, or Christine and Issa and I were all in the car afterwards, and Issa and I were like raving about this story, like, oh my gosh, like that's such a weird story, like only Chuck would do this, you know. And then Christine was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. The story is fake. And then we called Chuck and we yelled at him for lying to our faces.
Wait, for lying to our faces?
Well, to
Christine,
mine.
yes, but also think Christine was actually, she had, ¿cómo se dice? Remordimiento de conciencia.
Remorse for the consequences?
She felt remorse.
Remorse. Yeah.
Christine, that's the thing, is like, I can't lie, but Christine feels terrible remorse for lying.
Yeah.
Or for just doing anything wrong in general.
That's very true.
She is a little saint.
Yes, good for her. Yeah, I was really glad that we knew, because there are women, because he's told multiple people this story, and there are women in her Bible study that still don't know that it's fake.
OMG.
They really believe that it's true.
And then
So
they're gonna
she's
hear,
able to keep it with some people then, not
Yes,
with everyone.
yeah.
but like, for her to keep something from Slinny had to just be
Yeah.
breaking her.
Yeah.
Like, not even just breaking her heart, but breaking her.
Yeah. Because also she bet Chuck. She was like, I bet you if you tell Anissa and Jocelyn this story, they're not going to believe it. Like, it's so unbelievable. Like, you can't. Like, which I was like, it's so believable.
It just, given what
I don't
I've
really
heard
know
about
why.
Chuck, it's very believable
Aside
for
from
him.
like the legalities of it.
Yeah. But it's Iowa, you know? We were like, okay, like, because, you know,
It's
small
Iowa.
town vibes, like,
That,
there's
well,
so many things you can get away with in small towns.
that's the only context in which I was able to like put this in and still be like, they could have happened.
Yeah.
Right? If it was a small town and somehow that small town had a zoo, then sure.
Okay, so how did you even come up? Oh wait, so you looked it up?
Like 2 or 3.
There's
Okay.
2 or 3 zoos.
In the whole state of Iowa.
And then you would have searched, you would have had to search Gloria the gorilla.
Gloria the gorilla.
Looking it up.
Let's see, I'm gonna look it up to see if there is a Gloria the
Oh, there
gorilla.
has to be. Like that's such a classic name.
I I wonder where he even came up with this idea. Like, how did his mind even go there?
I think someone else actually told him this.
There
story.
is a Gloria gorilla.
Oh, okay.
She is a plush gorilla that loves to laugh and giggle, and she also loves to tickle the toys.
So, but
There's
it's a toy
a-
though.
Creepy picture, but that's a
Is she real?
that's a bunny.
It's a
Oh.
toy. though.
Ew. Ew. Mm-mm.
What
I don't
is
like that.
That if you Google Gloria the gorilla, that's what you get.
That's so creepy.
Why?
I don't know, but then this is apparently the other Gloria the gorilla. So this is what Chuck was dressed as.
It's a cartoon.
Dulce looks very disturbed.
It's
by
purple.
this.
It looks like
It's
something
not-
that
it doesn't
could
look like
come
a
out of
gorilla.
Mario game.
It doesn't look very realistic.
No.
Yeah.
Which is probably what Chuck looked like, I guess. But yeah, so I guess he went to like training with Focus, and someone there told the story, and he was like, I can tell it better. And that's so I think he changed the original story to make it more believable. Yeah, so that's what I wanted, because I wanted to, because Christine was like, people can't believe this story, like it's so unrealistic, and I was like, how is it unrealistic? Like, I feel like the way that it was told was so, it made it real to me.
And again, just from what we've heard of Chuck and now what you've met of him, this just seems so on brand. Like
Yeah.
this would happen to this man.
Yeah.
So can I ask for everyone else, who is Chuck?
So Chuck is, so Christine serves as a Focus missionary at Hayes State University.
We should probably clarify who Christine is.
Yeah.
Christine is Katie's sister.
Who's
Who's
Katie?
Katie?
Oh.
Wait, we
I
didn't introduce
know.
ourselves.
We
Welcome
did
to
it.
the podcast, y'all.
That was a very long introduction. But yes, we are here at the DPC with
Dulce.
Um,
Sorry, okay. So yeah,
You
Dulce
should
was
just
eating, I'm
introduce
sorry.
all of us.
Yeah.
Me introduce everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dulce is sitting across from me. She looks really, really cute today. She did her hair all cute, and she
Got
has lipstick
great
on.
lipstick.
Oh my
She's got a really cute outfit.
And then to the left, right? To the right of Dulce.
To the right.
Right.
To the right of Dulce is Katie, who is wearing a very fall outfit today. I probably shouldn't just describe you based on her looks.
It's very inclusive of you.
Wow.
Yeah, they can visualize it.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So she's wearing a very fall outfit. Got a brown cardigan, or orange brown
Yes.
cardigan.
Oh, please don't describe what I'm wearing.
I think your outfit is fine. Beth is to the left of me, and yeah, she has a blue shirt, gray, blue, pink skirt, and she looks cute, but she doesn't think that she looks cute.
Like, because nothing matches, but I'm wearing the house today.
cohesive.
It does.
Tomorrow
It
I will
works.
wear a cuter outfit. So
it's
y'all-
matching.
It is cohesive.
It does. It is.
It brings out your eyes. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
And I am Jocelyn. I'm the one who told the Gloria story and went to Kansas.
She's wearing black.
I'm wearing all black. I have a black dress and
Very
As a very
brown
memento mori,
boots.
since it is the Feast of All Souls, Jocelyn is wearing black to represent death.
Yes. And then to the right, I don't know left from right, I'm sorry. To the right of me is Fernando, who is wearing a blue shirt and
Black
slacks and shoes.
And
A black tie.
shoes.
Yeah, and a black tie.
So I think something that we ought to open up to the greater public is the plan that we have for Fernando meeting someone in
Oh,
Portugal
no.
and all of the machinations,
What?
all of
What are you
the
trying to say?
I'm trying to say it's like machine and then Asians, and it's like trying to say like a way of coming together. I'm gonna Google it. Actually, I'm gonna spell it so that way you guys can see what I'm trying to say. Okay, machination, and the definition is a plot or a scheme.
Can you say that sentence, please?
Okay.
I was trying.
It's not a spelling bee.
No, but they still are helpful.
Okay, so we as the women of this table are working our machinations to finagle a situation in which Fernando would meet his soulmate when he goes to Portugal, and he has always been like, no, that's not gonna happen, and
Improbable, yes. It's very improbable.
we disagree collectively.
Yes.
And we also really love Disney.
Yes.
How did Disney come into this?
Because it's a very Disney-esque
We just
meeting.
love.
Yes. So there will be a spotlight. One of us will have a spotlight. One of us will be playing a piano. Are we having a piano?
I think there was a piano. I think that there was a background orchestra.
Right.
And I think that there were swamp fans for added effect.
Oh yeah, to blow the hair backwards. Oh yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
have to have that.
And then,
You know the humidity there is already
No.
pretty ridiculous.
that's why I said swamp fan.
A swamp fan would make that worse.
No, the swamp fan would have the power to blow your hair even when it's wet.
What?
If it's humid, it's gonna be wet and sweaty.
Okay.
So therefore,
It's just one detail with all of the background dancers.
Yes.
That will be
Wait,
walking
what?
down the street.
So we should probably back up. That
Okay.
Fernando is going to Portugal for World Youth Day.
Right.
Where we said it would be highly probable for him to meet a beautiful, wonderful, holy Catholic woman. To which he responded,
It's very improbable.
that is false. There's gonna be like 1 million Catholics there, and so
Yes, but my principal aim in going to Portugal won't be necessarily
that
to find a spouse.
does not have any bearing on whether or not you do or do not.
Actually,
then-
I think it does.
So then, okay, that's very deterministic of you, and it's not particularly reliant upon divine providence.
Or Disney for that matter.
Or us working our machinations to have an orchestra play when you accidentally fall and trip. Actually, no, she trips. You
Okay.
catch her. Your itinerary flies everywhere. That's when we roll in with the swamp fans and a spotlight
Oh my gosh, and the backup
orchestra.
dancers.
And the backup
and an
dancers.
orchestra.
I think we should get an elephant.
I'm
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, yeah.
oh my
You
God.
can ride down the street with the elephant.
Because your imaginations scare me a bit.
This isn't our imagination, it's our machination.
What?
Continue.
Please. I appreciate the concern.
The love, the affection, the desire for your well-being as our friend,
Sure, all of that. Please,
and an elephant.
that's on you. Add your elephant if you want. If not, that's fine too. Just I can't help but feel as though if you were to actually go about doing this, you would be greatly disappointed.
I beg to differ.
The process, Fernando, the process.
Yes.
That's what's important.
Yes.
I'd have to say that in this case, it's more the destination that's also important.
That has no bearing upon love.
We didn't say it was ever gonna like last past a few years.
We just basically were saying that we will give you ample opportunity to pursue a woman that we push into a road that you have to save, and that we have this whole
Hold on.
elaborate
Where
scheme.
did the pushing into a road
We
come
have
in?
to create the scenarios that are optimal for our scenario.
Okay, but why does it have to be pushing a woman into the road?
I have aggression.
Because then you will have to save her.
She won't need saving
Obviously.
if you don't.
Yes, but if this is all fabricated, why can't the danger also be fabricated?
Well, it will
That's
be.
the elephant.
We'll make sure that there's actually no cars that will be coming.
It's just the elephant.
Yeah.
That's going at a very slow, meandering pace with Jocelyn riding.
I don't think they're aware of just how quickly elephants can
This would be a team.
I will be controlling the elephants. I will have the reins.
Put your mind in Disney terms.
I know.
Exactly. Prince
All of this
Ali.
is possible.
You have to go to La La Land a little
Fabulous he,
bit.
Ali
I will
Ababa.
be in contact with the police.
and they will block off the street. We'll making sure there's no actual cars coming.
We're actually filming a movie.
During
Yeah.
World Youth Week, where there
Yes.
will be millions of people more.
Oh my god.
That's why there will be police.
I feel like the
Police
people
will already be there.
Exactly.
And they will already be using every
It's a
square inch of the
double
city.
use of their time.
They're gonna have a space just for you.
Okay, I just would like to say, whether or not it does happen, it's going to be an excellent movie. Because I can totally imagine Dulce being like, oops, I forgot to contact the police.
And then Jocelyn accidentally being on a stampeding elephant that you actually have to like move this poor woman that we push into the road out of the way.
So, there you have it. For any screenwriters that are listening, if you want the rights to this story,
They can't have it because
No.
it's kind of ours, but
Ours.
it's also Aladdin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Right?
where it came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aladdin doesn't have to save Jasmine for.
Doesn't he saves a small child though, right?
He saves a small child from being whipped,
Oh, that's what it is.
but he doesn't save anyone from being crushed by an elephant.
Mm.
Unfortunately.
Oh, because he's the one on the elephant.
Yeah, and
coming
the
in.
elephant-
that's where you guys got the Disney thing from?
I was
We
just
were
thinking
just it
Disney
was an
in general.
amalgamation.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just came together.
Yeah. And also the elephant is Abu.
Ah,
Abu's
yes,
the elephant, so Abu wouldn't go crazy,
true.
but our elephant will.
We could get Chuck,
You need to watch
who
Aladdin.
dressed up as a gorilla.
Oh
To
my
be
gosh.
the elephant.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my god. That would be wonderful.
Move on all fours.
On stilts on all fours.
I'll make sure we communicate with him.
And then Jocelyn running piggyback, being like, yeah.
I'm saying nothing.
You know, I guess in one of the versions of the story that Chuck told, he was on stilts. And Christine was trying to point out that that was completely unrealistic to the people listening. And the people were like, you don't get it, Christine. He was on stilts.
Wow.
So,
I honestly would like this man to come and speak to us. I'm sure he's a great storyteller.
yeah,
I could see it.
he has a lot of personality. So anyways, we will orchestrate Fernando's
Chaos.
meeting his wife.
This is not chaos. This is organized.
Very
Chaos.
organized.
No.
It's not chaos.
We are gonna know exactly what needs to be done at exactly the right moment.
Yep.
It's gonna be beautiful.
And you will be married because of it. You're welcome.
Okay, and I am advocating for it to last. If I sign the marriage certificate, I will make sure that it
That
lasts.
actually
Wait,
is a
you're
great
only
point.
willing to promise me a few years.
No, I went back on that. If I'm signing the marriage certificate with you, then
Yep, right then and there.
I will make sure that it lasts past a few years. But I will make sure you have the proper marriage preparation that you need so that it can last.
That's
I feel
right.
like-
So wait, I think it's like 9 months from now. So you could start the marriage process
Oh, yeah.
with him.
I mean, I'll sign you up today if you want.
and then that way it's all taken
like,
care of. All we
don't
have to
you
do
have
is just
to actually do this
insert
as a couple?
her.
But you actually have to do this as a couple.
Yeah.
No.
We're a little bit
Preemptive.
No, I was gonna say we
We're just planning ahead.
we have different thoughts on a few things.
We are. It's always good to have a plan,
Yep. And we have a good one.
and this is foolproof.
If you go to another diocese, you might be able to do it for 6 months, but I would not suggest Europe because they're advocating for a whole year of marriage preparation.
Oh, true.
Which-
Louisville, it's 6 months.
As like a lot of dioceses here.
I'm just saying that pretty soon you'll have a connection in Louisville. We can make it nice and easy for you. I can find the sketchy parishes, and we can just.
That's one thing that we didn't mention. So this will presumably.
No, because we're gonna do this again sometime next week.
Are we?
I would hope so.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Well,
Should
then
we
this will
wait
be.
for the announcement until then?
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
So we have the sad news to share that in fact one of our members, maybe everyone, will very shortly no longer be with us here.
Wow,
Basically.
this sounds like a eulogy.
It's the day to present it, though. All
That's
Souls Day.
true. And Jocelyn is throwing a "You're Dead to Me" party.
That's true. It's
Which
all
I
coming
oppose.
together. Okay,
But you're still coming.
you are still coming. You have.
Yes, because there is the added context of actually today, of like the Day of the Dead,
Yes.
Exactly. It was thematic.
which,
It works.
by the way, because I think, and I'm sorry, but I have to ask you all because I can't ask anyone else. I think I lost the invitation. When and where will this be?
How did you lose it? How did you? It was. Yeah. It was texted.
I don't
Did
know.
you delete my message?
I will
Add
gladly.
her and block her?
No.
Oh my gosh. Because it's also in the chat. Like you can't.
What? It's in this. Okay, no, okay. So I looked at the text from you directly, and I couldn't find it. So I'm like, oh, shoot, I lost
Oh
it.
no. It's
Okay.
in the group chat.
It's coming back to you.
Okay.
Look, it's right here. Don't you see it?
Well, you gotta start looking at everything.
We should actually take a moment to
RSVP.
appreciate
Oh, that's okay.
Jocelyn's
Coming.
invitation.
Yeah, you guys, none of you guys RSVP'd, and that's okay because I automatically, as soon as I made the list,
Wait.
I typed in yes. for
Who
all
else is
of this.
coming?
A few people.
Okay.
Yeah, I counted you guys all as yeses before I
Yeah,
even sent
of
the
course.
invite. So
I'm just not. I don't really RSVP. I'm
That's
Mexican, so
Yeah.
I don't
I usually
I
do
know.
RSVP. I just didn't do good on that one.
that's okay. Are you
But
guys
yeah,
bringing any?
obviously-
Oh.
Oh,
it's
you can
Friday.
let us.
Okay.
What do you want us to bring?
Are you not going to be
I
there?
will see. I
No,
need
no,
to see
I will be.
what
I
everyone
just
wants.
had the suspicion of whether it was today, being that today is
Oh,
the end of the
no.
Or later on.
Oh.
I
It'll be
will
Friday.
there.
It will be Friday.
In Valencia Park. I will have to look.
It's by my house.
Oh, easy. Okay.
But also, so a little bit of context. So Katie actually talked about her dating shenanigans last time we did this podcast.
Very briefly, I mentioned a man who I was talking to on Catholic Match who was having a Kentucky Derby party, and we continued. That was like the first 2 or 3 days that he and I had been talking,
Yeah.
and now I'm moving to Kentucky for him. So his name is Brian.
So it worked, and she's moving and
I-
leaving us.
So maybe on the
Much-
next one, I would love for you to tell everybody all the stories.
The full story,
Yeah.
or just the stories of my shenanigans on Catholic Match.
I think both.
Okay.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people find it inspirational.
Oh yeah.
You know, the fact that I was able to find someone on Catholic Match in and of itself is a miracle. This is my shout out to Catholic Match because I never thought it would work.
Definitely divine providence was involved in this. So
Well, that's a good place to. We can pause or stop, and then we can pick back up next week on a day from after.
I think that sounds good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this has been Conversations with Friends.
Get it? Children of all ages, because it's a circus, because we have a gorilla and an elephant.
I was thinking more because we're the kids' table.
Oh.
Oh,
that
no,
too.
that
no.
works too.
That's. I still do not agree with that title.
Anyway, goodbye and good night.
Goodbye!
You should have let me finish